Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window for today. Today, more clouds than yesterday, but it was a little bit warmer as well this afternoon, and that's nice. We're still below zero and not a bad early March day. I guess we're almost mid-March now as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights. And as we look forward in our weather forecast, things will warm up and then get wetter. And that's especially overnight Saturday into Sunday. And boy, Monday into Tuesday morning, a very wet period. But as I mentioned, the good news, temperatures will be mild. We'll have much more weather news for you coming up a little bit later on. Now, a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A Chelan man accused of misusing his former employer's credit cards to buy goods for himself was arrested this week after a 2-month search. The Douglas County PUD is warning ratepayers about a possibly misleading email campaign that's targeting homeowners. The $85 million needed for the Wenatchee Confluence Parkway project and the $4.5 million earmarked to build a pedestrian underpass in Leavenworth were included in the final Move Ahead Washington proposal released last night by the legislature. And North Central Washington projects included in the federal budget appropriations bill that just passed the House include about $4.5 million for Chelan County broadband and Leavenworth low-income housing. But first, our top story tonight. The alleged driver of a stolen vehicle disappeared last night after police stopped the car in East Wenatchee, leading to fears that he'd fallen into the Columbia River. Wenatchee Police Captain Edgar Reinfeld says that proved not to be the case, but only after an extensive search of the river as well as the underside of the George Seller Bridge. A Wenatchee police officer tried to pull the 2014 Jeep Cherokee over as it crossed the bridge into East Wenatchee. That happened about 7 p.m. When it came to a stop near the Fred Meyer store, the driver and passenger allegedly jumped out and fled on foot. The passenger was caught, but the driver ran north and disappeared near the footings of the Seller Bridge. Police worried that he might have climbed into the bridge support structure and fallen into the river, but a search on foot, by boat, and even a citizen's aerial drone turned up nothing. Later on, police found video that appeared to show the man exiting on foot from under the bridge and running north toward Valley Mall Parkway. Reinfeld said police believe they know the suspect's identity. The Jeep had been reported stolen from East Wenatchee on Monday. A Chelan man accused of misusing his former employer's credit cards to buy goods for himself was arrested this week after a 2-month search. 43-year-old William Henry Pruder III has been sought on a warrant since he was charged January 5th with 14 criminal counts, including second-degree theft, identity theft, and burglary. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say Pruder was a maintenance worker for Chelan Fruit when he stole credit cards from the business office and used them to make about $6,000 worth of purchases for himself, such as electronics and home furnishings. That's in addition to $2,000 worth of alleged fraudulent purchases last year. Pruder was released from jail on Tuesday on his own recognizance. He's been ordered to appear in Chelan County Court on March 21st for his arraignment. The Douglas County PUD is warning ratepayers about a possibly misleading email campaign that's targeting homeowners. The PUD says some residential customers have received an email solicitation asking them to respond to questions about power outages at their homes and offering information about rebates and other incentives. The Douglas County PUD says it's not the source of the email messages, and it's not offering any incentives like those mentioned in that solicitation. Well, the $85 million needed for the Wenatchee Confluence Parkway project and the $4.5 million earmarked to build a pedestrian underpass in Leavenworth were included in the final Move Ahead Washington proposal released last night by the legislative committees in charge of transportation funding. The news comes just one day before the 60-day session is scheduled to end, which is today. Final approval from the House and Senate is expected. The $85 million from the state, combined with the $45 million grant awarded by the federal government, means that the proposed new roadway and bridge in North Wenatchee, designed to alleviate traffic congestion in that area, is now fully funded. The underpass that would allow pedestrians to safely travel under Highway 2 in Leavenworth will be fully funded by the state. Well, about $1.5 trillion in federal budget appropriations for 2022 have now passed the U.S. House, and they include earmarks for non-transportation projects championed by North Central Washington Congress members. 8th District Representative Kim Schreier reserved about $2.2 million for 2 Chelan County projects. Almost $1.3 million of that amount goes to expanding rural broadband internet in the Entiat Valley. The remainder supports affordable worker housing in Leavenworth. Meanwhile, in the 4th District, Representative Dan Newhouse set aside $2.4 million for a new health sciences building on the OMAC campus of Wenatchee Valley College. Both Congress members have been pushing for those line items since last spring. The U.S. Senate is likely to act on the appropriations by midnight on Friday. Well, when we come back, Eastmont schools will have an on-duty police officer patrolling their halls for the first time in more than a decade. The U.S. Forest Service once again has aggressive plans for prescribed burns in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. The catastrophic August 6, 1974 Appleyard explosion in Wenatchee will be retold by actors in the latest People of Our Past program at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. And a Freda School District bus driver, Patty Halis, jumped into action when one of the kids riding on her bus started choking earlier this month. We'll bring you the happy ending. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back. In another news, Eastmont schools will have an on-duty police officer patrolling their halls for the first time in more than a decade. East Wenatchee police officer Ivy Jacobson will start working in the schools on March 28th. She was selected as Eastmont schools resource officer after a competitive application process. Jacobson joined the East Wenatchee force last year after 4 years with the Bothell Police Department, where she was named Officer of the Year for 2020. The school district and the police department say it's been more than 10 years since they partnered on a school resource officer program. Jacobson must undergo more than 90 hours of SRO training before she begins her school duties. The U.S. Forest Service once again has aggressive plans for prescribed burns in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. The burns are likely to begin later this month and continue through May. If conditions allow, the Forest Service plans to burn more than 6,800 acres as a tool to prevent and limit wildfires. That includes close to 3,900 acres in Chelan County. The biggest burns will be in the Chelan area, with 1,400 acres in the First Creek unit and 1,250 acres in the Falls Canyon area. There also will be smaller prescribed burns in the Eniat and Ardenvor areas. Exact dates of the burns are dependent on weather conditions. The catastrophic August 6, 1974 Appleyard explosion in Wenatchee will be retold by actors in the latest People of Our Past program at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. From March 18th through the 20th, local actors will portray real people whose lives were impacted by the explosion in South Wenatchee, in which 2 people were killed and as many as 70 injured. Train cars hauling methylammonium nitrate exploded that day, destroying dozens of rail cars and sending shrapnel flying that started fires and damaged buildings. Tickets are $25 each performance, with the Friday through Sunday performances beginning at 6 p.m. Those tickets can be purchased through the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center website or by calling 509-888-6240. Well, a great story now as we take you to break. A Freda School District bus driver, Patty Halis, jumped into action when one of the kids riding on her bus started choking earlier this month. On Thursday, the district and Freda Fire Department honored her for her life-saving efforts. The school district said on March 3rd, Halis was alerted by riders that the child was choking. She quickly and calmly stepped in to perform the Heimlich maneuver. She received both the district's Excellence Award and the Fire Department's Civilian Life-Saving Award. Congratulations. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. This week, we meet a very playful and affectionate young cat named Bucky.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley and I'm with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And with me this week is this little guy, Bucky. Bucky is a 9-month-old. He's pretty big for a 9-month-old. He shouldn't get any bigger. He's done growing. We really like him. In his previous home, he had lived with kids, and we learned that kids are just too much for him. They overstimulate him to the point where he gets a little wound up and stressed. So the perfect home environment for Bucky would probably be an adult-only home, just because he's active and having other cats or kids be around would be too much for him. As you can see, he's a super friendly, affectionate little guy. He loves playing, absolutely loves playing. And every morning when we open his kennel door, he rushes forward asking for attention and seeing what you're up to. If you do look at Bucky, you will notice that his eyes are a little bit on the watery side. He's had watery eyes since he's come in. Our veterinarian says that he's perfectly healthy. He just might have a condition that makes them water, but he's healthy, he's happy. If you are interested in meeting with Mr. Bucky here, you can come on down to our shelter. We are open 7 days a week from 11 to 6, but we are closed from 1:30 to 2:30 daily for quiet time.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Thursday was a good one. We did see some warmer temperatures today. We promised that yesterday. A few more clouds out there today too, but all in all, not a bad day as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee Heights cross camera. High temperature unofficially today, 43 degrees, and that's now 8 degrees below where we should be for this time of year at 51. 66 our record high, and that was set back in 2014. Overnight low this morning, 25, so it was a chilly one. 32 is our normal low, and our record once again, 2019 was cold, 13 degrees back then. Sunrise 6:23 and the sunset just about 6 o'clock now at 5:59. As we take a look at what we can expect as far as our Friday temperatures go, boy, it's going to warm up even a little bit more tomorrow. 50-degree mark for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 49 for Quincy, and 48 degrees in Wenatchee, about 46 for Leavenworth, and a little bit cooler still as we go up north in Omak, high tomorrow at 44. Taking a look now at what we can expect in our extended forecast, mostly cloudy skies tonight. High pressure is holding on at least for another day. There is a big storm system set to move in, and that's what's bringing us the clouds today. As we get you into Friday, more clouds from that same storm system as our high pressure ridge begins to buckle even a little bit more on Friday. The nice thing, nice warm temperatures with highs generally near 50 degrees. For Saturday, storm number 1, and here it is wrapping itself up off the coast of Washington and the frontal boundary associated with that. Won't do much on Saturday. We're going to see some nice temperatures, but by Saturday night and overnight, we are going to see some cloud cover and some shower activity. Sunday, we spring forward, and that's storm number 2, and it is gigantic, folks. We'll see isolated showers off and on Sunday, and here comes our rain Monday. This is our morning commute. As we make our way through the day, not much is going to change. In fact, the entire state of Washington and most of Oregon will see this drenching rain on Monday. It is likely and may even mean some morning showers for your commute on Tuesday, with showers likely. Partly cloudy then by afternoon on Tuesday. But the good news, high temperatures later in the day, the lower to mid 50s. That is going to feel nice, isn't it? And then Wednesday, things will quiet down a little bit. We'll see partly cloudy skies and mild temperatures. Highs once again in the low to mid 50s. But looking beyond Wednesday, this westerly flow is going to bring more storminess right here into our area. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. 7-day forecast, 28 degrees overnight tonight, 48 tomorrow, warmer Saturday and 53, and then the showers begin overnight on Saturday and into Sunday. 52 your high on Sunday. Our wettest day will no doubt be on Monday with a good chance for rain and 51. Scattered showers Tuesday and 53, partly cloudy Wednesday. Once again, a high temperature then right around 53 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Spring is more than just a time to clean. It's your time to renew, recharge, and spend time with the people you love. At Merry Maids, our cleaning services go beyond the basic services and provide you with a comprehensive clean that will re-energize your home and enhance your life. From everyday routine cleaning or deep cleanings, Merry Maids professional team members can provide you with an unrivaled experience. Call Merry Maids to schedule your cleaning today.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCWLIFE channel. Get your body moving. Tune in for Vibrant Motion, featuring low-impact aerobics hosted by Connie Townsend. These workouts are great for all ages. Vibrant Motion, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, weekdays on the NCWLIFE channel.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. March Madness is upon us as the college basketball world reaches its playoffs. Now, the local teams had to finish up the regular season. Wenatchee Valley's Anthony Roy hit 2 free throws with 3 seconds left to give the Wenatchee Valley Knights an 82-81 win over Columbia Basin last night. The win gave WVC the NWAC East Division regular season title and an upper seed heading into the NWAC tournament 2 weeks from now in Everett. Roy finished with a game-high 32 points, while Isaac Jones had 25 for the Knights in the win. Lady Knights were also victorious over CBC last night at WB Smith Gymnasium. 79-55 the final. Monica Miller led the way with 19 points, while Maddie Godwin had 17. It was Wenatchee Valley's 8th straight win and ends the season on a high note as they head into the NWAC tournament. Well, Eastern Washington advanced to the second round of the Big Sky men's basketball tournament with a 78-75 win over Northern Arizona. Linton Ackley's led the way with 20 points, while Steel Ventnors had 19. The Eastern Eagles were facing Northern Colorado in the quarterfinals. That's coming up at 7 o'clock in Boise. You can watch the game if you subscribe to ESPN+. Well, yesterday was also the first day of the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas and saw both Washington State and Washington advancing. Cougars got 19 points from F.A. Abogidi and 14 from Tyrell Roberts in a 66-59 win over Cal.
Playing these first 2 minutes with a little step. And there's F.A. Abogidi.
The pace and the style, the culture that Kyle Smith has brought. So many different stops along the way for Kyle. TJ Bomba's got to get something going here.
And Bomba finishing the drive.
If they can get this one tonight and then keep going, winner of this game plays UCLA tomorrow night in the early game.
And look at
down, F.A.
His chewing up team
right?
is chewing him up inside.
Beautiful.
Tyrell Roberts.
Oh, beautiful pass, F.A.
Tyrell Roberts back in the game to try to get Washington State going. And what a move by Kyle Smith. He just put Roberts back in with 3 fouls.
Understand they need to play 4 games in 4 days to get it done. Beautiful drive.
Nice blow by Roberts with the finish. And there's the only man that scored a basket in the second half for the Cougars. That's his 4th.
Congratulations to the Cougars.
And so Washington State, without Muhammad Gay, their terrific freshman, the Cougars survive it.
Washington State coach Kyle Smith says he knew the Cougars were in for a tough battle with the way the Bears play.
It was as I thought it would be. Cal's very physical, and they bother us with their physicality, and they got on the glass, got 25 offensive rebounds. But our zone was really good, our defense, and we did a decent job taking care of the ball, and we were able to make free throws. I think both teams went to the line a lot in this game, and didn't expect much lesser, but gives us a chance this time of year, get a chance to play tomorrow, 6 p.m., advanced.
Washington also advanced with an 82-70 win over Utah. Terrell Brown Jr. had 22 points, while Jamal Bay had 19 to help the Huskies move on.
Anthony again defending, Terrell Brown driving and scoring.
I mean, you're scoring on a premier defensive player.
And there's a steal. Washington
Beautiful.
Opening this up as Dejon Davis. Jamal Bay makes the play. Davis finishes. Is that right?
But Pete averaged 44 points for 3 years.
Jamal Bay to beat the clock in the best possible way.
Court and then run down and jump in the student section.
How about that? Brown did a good job of letting go of the ball. So
they've had quite the schedule today. The dog pound has been fed.
Yep. Well, the Huskies beat the Utes for the third time. All 3 games were very, very competitive.
Tournament continues today with the quarterfinals. Washington State battles number 13 UCLA at 6 on the Pac-12 network. Washington faces number 21 USC. That's at 8:30 tonight on FS1. Well, Trail scored the first goal of the game within the first 2 minutes in Wenatchee last night. The Smoke Eaters went on for a 2-1 win over the Wild. Trail's second goal came shortly after the first, and it was a long night of trying to recover for Wenatchee. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Ripped around back to the left point for Bushy. Bushy swings it over right side. Wrister there. Shot and a score. Teddy Lagerbach got the shot of minute 31 into the period and just 22 seconds into the power play. Michaelis throws it back up top right point. Shot there through traffic. Blocked on the way. Save made by Gasparini, but the rebound in front. And Johnny on the spot. Teddy Lagerbach. Wild working around the perimeter. Up high. Gasparini drifts to the midpoint. Back across. Shovel down low for Littler. He walks out in front. Puck loose. Punched out and in. Quinn Emerson, after Cade Littler stepped out of the low zone below the circle, got it out in front. And as we've talked about before, going to those tough areas and getting those second chance opportunities. Ivy swings it around. Littler centering feed. Littler, his shot is turned aside. Hastings set it up for Cade Littler right there in the slot. And gathered by Parker. He's got help in front. Instead, he's going to try the wraparound shot. Short side high. Shouldered away by Fradette. Up top midpoint. Bonnet, he whips one just high and wide blocker side. Littler back to Somoza. Somoza in. Centering pass in front shot. Littler sent it just wide. Quinn Emerson put it back over for Littler. Moger loops around. Drop pass for a cycling Zach Michaelis on the left side. He's in shot. Big pad save made by Vlaha. And the rebound was not connected by Moger. Boy, it was a juicy chance there for Trail. Another shot, steep angle save made Fradette as he laid out with a leg pad, stacked him off to his right. Loose puck in front again, shot and a save made. Still loose in the crease, and it's covered up. Now there's a player in the crease who appears to be maybe laying on the puck. 8 seconds left. Jammed down low, spun back out in front. Play by Hayduk, he tips it across. It's tied up in some skates, shot by Somoza, blocked, and the horn sounds as the Wild run out of time. The first 2 goals came in the first 4.5 minutes for Trail, and that ended up being all they needed for the night.
Wenatchee now heads north for 2 games north of the border this weekend. They'll travel to West Kelowna tomorrow. Salmon Arm coming up on Saturday. The Seattle Kraken hope to snap a 3-game losing streak at Ottawa today. Seattle's 0-3 on the current road trip, having lost at Washington, Carolina, and Toronto prior to tonight's game. Senators aren't much better than the Kraken, so maybe fingers crossed. 20-31-5 the record for the Ottawa Senators. Puck dropped earlier. It's underway right now if you want to watch it on Root Sports Northwest. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow is Friday, and it also kicks off the 3-day extravaganza at the KPQ Home Expo. Don't forget to drop by and see us at our NCWLIFE channel booth. We'd love to meet our viewers. It'll be lots of fun. And on tomorrow's show, Lisa Bradshaw will be dropping by. She, of course, is the host of Life with Lisa on this very television station. And her Don't Wait tour, after a 2-year COVID-related hiatus, is back. She starts her tour on Sunday. She will preview that with me during our guest interview segment on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow on this Friday. We'll have your weather forecast, sports news, and everything else you need to start your weekend. I will see you tomorrow. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.